had known this. Ridley and the Zebesians are innocent. It's a shadow war. You're the communists. Samus vaporized the senator who was a Republican. So yeah, political commentary again. And if you thought what was in Metroid High was horrid, well, this is even worse, amazingly. Of course, this was written much earlier than chapters 7 and 8 of Metroid High, and at the time she wrote this, she was 12, and I don't think your average 12-year-old is going to have a good idea of what communism is, what the Republicans are, and basically, these two terms are sort of like polar opposites, because Republicans are typically far more to the right, and the communists refers to an extreme left. So, yeah, she clearly has no idea what she's talking about. This is not good, observed the leader of the government. Kill the children! So, hold on. There are children in this place, and where are we supposed to be anyway? Last thing I know, we were still supposed to be on Captain Houston's ship, so for some reason, Captain Houston had the entire Galactic Senate on his ship, as well as all the children in the universe, the way the next few sentences are written? No. This doesn't make sense. My brain is starting to melt down. I'm getting a headache just trying to think about it. Let's just finish this. God. This was the final straw. The children were the only hope from the future. The only repose from the sins of the past. The future of the sands. Samus knew the only savior was the solution. The one way to erase the past of the sins, but at a price to pay. I am sorry, everyone, but I must destroy sin. Well, I suppose non-teacher mother brain taught you well. Samus knew the disparate solution as she pressed a button. It was time to close her eyes for the last and enter the realms of the heroes like Gerben Birdie. What the hell is Gerben Birdie? And Franklin D. Roosevelt and Carter, like in Jimmy Carter? What's with her and her thing with 70s presidents? We've already seen Nixon and Gerald Ford being mentioned, so now I guess the trio is complete with Jimmy Carter. One. From the planet below, the women and children rejoiced. Why? I mean, they were not aware of what was about to happen. They didn't know that the Galactic Federation was completely and utterly evil. And the entire government is gone. Anarchy can reign supreme. So why would they rejoice? It's just... The victory was over, but it was at a price. Samus and Ridley were dead for what they believe in, so they put up a statue for it. A man sat up and said words that everyone believed. Never forget the great. Never forget the traits. Always remember the late. Appreciate the rebate. That's not what rebate is supposed to mean. Don't tell me she already ran out of words that rhyme with great. Come on, there's got to be something that you can come up with. Like, I can't do it on the fly, but a fanfiction writer doesn't have to come up with stuff on the fly. In fact, it's strongly not recommended. But anyway, let's finish this. Okay, this was plot-wise. This was what? Plot-wise. You're missing a few words here. And it was sort of like Final Fantasy XI at the end. Tell me you liked it, and the new chapter of Metroid High School is online in a jimmy. So, let's all tell her, for the rest of her life, that we hate it, so that she never uploads the next chapter of Metroid High, except we're far too late for that now. I also thought it was kind of political because my friend made a political fanfic. You mean Cervantes? And no, it wasn't political either, just because you mentioned Franklin D. Roosevelt, Jimmy Carter, and used the words communists and Republicans while clearly having no idea what they meant. No, I wouldn't say it was political, it was just fucking stupid. And I thought it'd be a good try. Later! And thus ends the Metroid Conspiracy Paths of the Sin. Only one more one-shot left to go, and we will have completed the complete works of 111 Samus Ridley Forever 2006. And, man, this was horrid! This was just a special kind of horrid! She has to realize nowadays that this is absolute shit. Please tell me she looks back on writing this and she's utterly ashamed of herself. Though it wouldn't surprise me if she still thought that this was the bomb because Metroid High took 3 years to write, and even at age 14, she still thought that this story where Samus fucks Ridley was like the best thing ever. And at age 14, you're starting to get a grasp of what's good and what's not at that point. So, yeah, wouldn't surprise me if she still thought this was good. I mean, if you write this, the normal thing to do after all these years would be to just go back and delete the entire thing. That's the only way a sane, normal person would react. And even slightly crazy people react that way too. I'm going to give you an example. A few days ago on my Pokemon White LP, I brought up a fanfiction written by a certain Staraptor Empoleon called Snazzy Shipping, where she paired Cynthia with Lucian, and it turned out that Lucian was a shape-shifting Gabite, and Cynthia gave birth to a human Gibble hybrid. And she eventually realized that she was being made fun of on a large scale over this crap. So what she did was that she deleted the offending chapters, so now no one can read them. They've been lost to the ages since fanfiction.net is not archived by the Wayback Machine. There's no way to retrieve these chapters, which means that, lucky you won't have to put up with me reading that to you. So yeah, that particular fanfiction now ends off abruptly at chapter 23 without any mention of that plotline whatsoever. And this is what 111 Samus Ridley Forever 2006 should have done. Never mind the fact that there are already many readings of Metroid High on the internet. At least try to prevent the humiliation from becoming even bigger. But, of course, that chick is totally insane. I mean, I think I'm insane sometimes, but that is just no. How can she be 18 and still think this is decent? I have no idea. So I'm just going to leave you on that note, and next time we're going to read the very last thing 111 Samus Ridley Forever 2006 ever wrote, Tio Juan Fusion.